Yeah, well, here we are. A Sunday evening here, and it's a beautiful day here, at least in Southern California. But it's going to get hot again. So that means we have to look out for our dogs and make sure they're cool and have lots of water and so forth. You know what I mean? We had we talking about the paws on the pavement. You know how hot it can be if your hand touches the pavement when you're walking your dog. It's too hot for your hand. It's probably too hot for their paw pads. We were talking about that last night on asphalt, especially. And we're welcoming everybody tonight to the All Dog Network here. We're brought to you by WooF Driver and his Husky Pack. Hey, Leslie Vega, first one to show up with a comment. Debbie, you're there. Hi. I love you guys, loyal customers here on the All Dog Network, and this means you love your dogs. Last night I'm going to play it again tonight because it was more about, we talk about the WooF Drivers, Huskies and things, and then we also, of course, have our special breed every night, WooF Ditty here. We a little ditty about tonight, our special breed. And it's another breed that many of you may not have been familiar with. Hi, Kimberly. Good to see you as well. It's called the Carolina Dog from the South Carolina, not South Carolina necessarily, the South Carolina. And very similar to the dingo. We did a dingo dog the other night. Excuse me, I have a little allergy here tonight. The dingo dog. We love you and your show. Thank you so much for that. It gives us good confidence that we're trying to do the right thing. That's all about love of all dogs. And the WooF Driver has a video about loving all dogs, not just the Huskies. It just happens to be the Husky guy with his WooF pack of 4 Huskies, of course, that we've seen a lot of. We have some video of him doing his night mushing and ghost hunting, which he calls it, which is a lot of fun. And so we're going to show some videos of that as well, and some WooF Driver music, some WooF tunes, and we're going to talk about the Carolina breed tonight. The Carolina dog is our dog breed of the evening. A little ditty about Curly, the Carolina dog. We wrote that one today. So we write them every day. And we try to just do them extemporaneous kind of style, you know what I mean? Just come up with something that works for a minute, minute and a half. Little ditty. I'm sorry I've been missing your shows. I've been busy. I understand. It's good. That means life is full when you're busy, that's for sure, Eric. And thanks for joining us again. Saucier, right? I pronounced that right? I hope so. We were jumping and jamming with that little tune there that to get us warmed up into the show. And if you miss any shows, all you have to do is go to alldognetwork.com and you'll find WooF Ditty, Bucky Harris, the host, and all the shows we've done. We have a internet technology department. The young lady posts the ditties with the lyrics and the video of the show. Usually the following day. On the weekends, it's usually on Monday, which would be tomorrow for the Saturday and Sunday events. So it's always there. You can go back and watch all of them if you like, whatever you like. You see the breeds. And there's similar stuff that we talk about on some of the shows. We skip around and we bring up things like the bike springer and doing your dog's DNA, talking about Walk for the Dog app. We talk about other breeds. We talk about, similarities and things, and we have our comments, of course, coming in. We try to refer you to other hosts that may be able to help you with behavioral problems or things like that, training, funny, WooF news, dog yoga, doga we call it, all kinds of cool stuff. There's one now on with dog therapy for older dogs that need therapy because they may have arthritis and hip problems and things like that, and show how they do the therapy for dogs like they would for humans with underwater therapy for their legs, and keep them going and keep them well as long as we can and happy, so they're not just curled up in a ball somewhere and get worse and can't even stand up and can't eat and can't go to the bathroom and so forth. All that's important, just like it is for a human, of course. So tonight we're going to start here with the they call it the Carolina dog. Now, he's compared to a dingo. Now, we did the dingo the night before last or so, a small dingo dog. Now, the dingo was one of those that was one of the first dogs ever to be discovered in the wild over 4,000 years ago, and this dog is very similar. So it wasn't really so domesticated. It was more in the wild, and remained in the wild more than being a pet like domesticated, obedience trained and all that. Carolina dog. That was one there. Looks a lot like a dingo. He's so cute. I haven't had many dogs on here that weren't really cute, you know. Look at his tail. Solid, upright, curled, of course. There he is. Carolina dog. And some of the attributes of the Carolina dog we're going to go over here quickly. I don't want it to get boring, you know. Sometimes it is. Martino, you are the best. Thank you once again. You make the best comments, you guys. We just try to have fun and keep it interesting for you, you know, when you're watching, so you're not bored. Because it's all about the dogs and the love of the dogs, of course. But these Carolina dogs, their skin is tight like the dingo, and the coat is short but thick with a dense undercoat and seasoned. There's a profusion of longer guard hairs on the neck, and it's a distinctive, usually a deep ginger and pale buff markings on the shoulders and side of the muzzle. And there's a lot of colors in these guys, lots of colors. They get described in the Ditty, actually. Eric David joined. Hello. They are a pariah dog, which in general name in India for a half-reclaimed dog that swarm in every village, and they were owned by no one in particular, just hanging out ready to accompany any individual that wants to go hunting on a hunting exposition. Interesting, they're just waiting to go hunting. So they've got that natural instinct of the wild again, like that dingo does. But is very one of the few breeds existing today is truly primitive as the dingo, and as a result of natural selection for survival in the nature and not of selective breeding. While the specimens are still known, so this is not a completely domesticated canine. This dog had survived as a free-living animal in the swamps, savannas, and the forests of the South Carolina and Georgia for thousands of years, and also has proven to be highly adaptable and amenable to domestication. So it can be an excellent pet. Many dogs are known to be, because I said it wasn't, but it's just more in the wild when they first discovered them, before they corralled them, and they became an accompaniment with people, and I guess the people got attached to them, they got attached to people, and they became very socialized. With the proper socialization, they're proven to be very loyal companion dogs as well. And many of the characteristics of the natural dog are predominant in the Carolina dog. They contribute to his ability to adjust well to being a loving pet. He enjoys and needs to be part of the pack, and thus integrates very well to his family framework. He's gentle, social dog, and bonds very well with children. And that's good to know, the children part, of course, enjoying and playing activities with them. Very clean by nature and easy to housebreak. He looks like he's pretty smart, knows what's going on. Knows what's going on there. Suzanne joined. Hello. There's a little puploid. Carolina dog. He's from the South, originated in Carolina. Look at these guys. And they are very much like the dingo in ways. As one of the very first primitive dogs in nature. Hello. Hi there. There's a pretty one. Tan with the white. He's got long legs, that one. Their tails are similar. Oh, look at this guy. So I want to be your buddy and love you. I'm a Carolina dog. I'm from the South, y'all. I got my bone. I like to play. Carolina dog. So we'll play a little ditty of the Carolina dog here. This isn't Southern country music by any means.
It's curly, Carolina. Is very similar in appearance to a small dingo dog.
Carolina dog.
Distinctive features of this breed have been so valuable to its survival down in swamps and forests of the South. It couldn't be finer than movement of a lot of drive is very flexible, able to turn instantly on and off, slip and slide. That's Curly the Carolina. Distinctive to the breed, Curly has fish hook tail, carried in various positions like a sail, but he's never slack or loose like a long-necked goose. That's Curly the Carolina, Curly the Carolina dog.
Tail.
Like a small dingo dog, born in the wild, very similar to the dingo. His colors can vary, black and dark, white with spots, green bay sand, yellow orange, and ginger. Red sable, and he can bark. Curly the Carolina is my star.
It looks like a dingo, but
That's Curly the Carolina.
That's Curly the Carolina, similar to a dingo. Yeah, it looks just like a dingo. I mean, they're very similar. That's what I found, and that's why I did that breed tonight. And sorry, my computer, Caroline. It's freezing up and can't hear you playing up. I don't know why. Everybody else can hear, I think, pretty well. Debbie is cool. You're saying hello to Miss Suzanne. Miss Suzanne is my wife. She joined in the other room with Buster. Buster Big Paws, that's our dog. But this one here is the best picture I've found so far of the Carolina. So cute. Carolina dog from South Carolina, at the edge of Georgia. That's where he be from, if you're from the South. Little accent there. Again, you have to be the alpha with this guy. He communicates displeasure with growling and eventually biting with other humans. Must be higher up in the order than the dog. It's for almost every breed. He is suspicious and maybe somewhat shy to strangers in an unfamiliar surrounding and circumstance. So it's not a dog that is outgoing and friendly to everyone, but rather is devoted to his own pack. They enjoy hunting small game, a task they do with grace and quickness. So they got that down. It's in their natural being that's what they do. They could almost pass for a larger sized dingo. And like the dingoes and pariahs before them, they have a strong herding instinct, herders, and they have a tendency to howl at certain noises. Yes, I can hear you, Debbie says. So, Caroline, I don't know what's going on with the computer, but you may want to reboot Facebook. And if you miss anything, you can always rewatch the show or parts of it afterwards. It saves on the timeline where you are, so no worries about that. The height, anywhere from 17 to 24 inches in general, and the weight, 30 to 45 pounds. Health problems, nothing listed on these guys. And again, same with the dingo, because if you think about if they're primitive, more primitive in the wild, they lived in the wild, they didn't need human attention or aids or foods or what have you. They were just naturally healthy because they were always running around, hunting, prey, and surviving. The dingo can climb up a tree, and I would assume that perhaps the Carolina could do the same when they had to chase whatever it was they were after to maybe have dinner. Like squirrels would have, I don't know what they had, but they could go right up a tree. Not many dogs are able to do that. They'll jump and bark at something, but they can't really climb up a tree. So that's pretty astounding if you think about it. Very special about the dingo and perhaps the Carolina dog. So Curly the Carolina needs a lot of exercise for a long daily walk, of course. And it's very important that they heel beside you while on the leash, because in their mind, the leader leads the way. Now, hello, Paul. How are you and your family doing tonight? WooF Ditty. We're doing wonderful, thank you, on a beautiful Sunday evening here in Southern California is where we are. I hope everybody around the nation is doing great as well, and the weather's calmed down. We see all kinds of things going on all over the place with storms, rains, tornadoes, heat. We're getting our heat back this week, though, triple digits again, so it's hot. It's like everywhere else. But we just try to keep our pets nice and cool. Don't overwalk them. Don't over exercise them when it's too hot. You know, they start panting hard. Bring them in. Time to stop. Lots of water if you can. The other thing too about exercise, when you talk about this bike springer, which a lot of you are familiar with because you've seen the examples. I played the video. The thing that hooks onto your bike, and you can actually jog and run and, you know, walk too with your dog as slow as you like. But you know, they automatically are healing next to you because it's the way the thing works. So it's kind of interesting. If you use the bike springer, I've noticed that when I take Buster out on a leash just quickly to walk down to the mailbox or to walk the property, you know, just walk down the sidewalk and back, all of a sudden, after all this time, he's not pulling like he used to, wanting to go. It's because it's after I've run him, number one, on the bike springer, so he's kind of got his angst out of his energy out. But, you know, when he's riding next to the bike, my thought was, and it just kind of just came to my mind just now, that he's actually healing, so to speak, because he can't go anywhere else. He pulls, he's going down the bike, you know, parallel, right behind, next to you. So he's not going in front of you, he's not going, he's next to you. So just instinctively, he's probably figuring, well, he's up on the bike, you know, I'm right here next to him. So when we're walking now, that's where I'm supposed to be. And it seems like in the last couple of months, when I walked him, I've noticed that he's not pulling the leash anymore. I've got a loose leash, and he's healing when we're walking. Slow, quick, whatever. It's kind of interesting, and I think it's just a natural thing. He goes, well, he's there, so I guess that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be up here in front of him. Just a food for thought, you know what I mean? So if you... Denise Lewis Lodi. Nice, thank you. So just something like that. So those of you who haven't seen the Springer and want to see that, I try to almost do a little example of that every night, only because we have that available to see. Let me look at something here. I want to see if I can find this thing here. I had... yeah, I want to show, this is Buster on the bike springer. And it's short, okay? It kind of shows you where it's attached, where he is, where I am, and how it looks, and how it feels when you're actually on the bike. It's a little shaky because I'm trying to hold the iPhone camera at the same time and ride the bike with one hand, which I really shouldn't do. You also see a red leash. That's his leash. So I hook the Springer on with its nylon connector. Then I just take his leash and hook it on there as well, put it around the handlebar just for a double protection in case that thing does, because it's got an automatic release should he pull for any reason, go sideways and want to release. He sees something, but he doesn't, chase varmints like that, or we do something unusual. So he's still connected to the bike, and I'm aware of that, so I'm not going to let it pull me over. But let me just play this for you here. There you see how it's connected. You hear the wind noise, sorry.
So we've got the Springer going on here. I'm driving it. Let's turn.
He turns on the outside.
Turns, no problem. There he is. Buster. Let's see where the Springer is. There you go, you see how he is hooked to his harness. I just put the leash on there as an extra precaution in case it does snap and he pulls sideways, which hasn't happened almost any time ever. How that works. Okay. He's just loving it. And I can go as fast as I want. I get him running a little bit. Come on, let's run. There you go. Like that. And we're in a cul-de-sac here. I'm going to turn. Watch how he just turns with me. Comes around. Not a problem.
So you can trot, walk, sprint, jog, go as fast as you want. That pace I'm going right there is normally what I do average. It's about 4.5 miles an hour, 5, and just keeps him really in shape.
Slow it down so you can walk.
I'm going to slow it down here. So you can just walk like that, see? That's still probably faster than most people walk their dog.
Good boy. What do you think about that, Buzz? See, there's the bike. There he is. See how he's attached to the springer. Just there. You see everything. And that's about it. You like your bike springer, Buzz? Buzz. Buzz. Hey, shh. Don't worry about that guy down there. He's just doing something. Hey, Busty.
He's got his eye on some guy down the street.
It's okay. Hey, you like your springer? You like it? Good boy. Let's go walk some more. Run some more. Okay? You want to run? You want to run? Okay. Yeah, I'd say so too. See you later.
So that's what we do every day. That's what we do. We just did it just now because this morning I had work somewhere.
My name is Frankie.
And what we did is took him out when it's cool, either early morning, late evening, or in the evening when it's not real hot and the pavement's not hot. It's just a natural thing to do. So we're going to shift gears right now. We're going to go over to see our friend, the WooF driver. Then we'll get back to the Carolina dog breed just for a moment. But right now, we're going to look at something interesting. Now, we told you, Rachel, great for him. My dog is 4 pounds, won't work for her. Like it through Monticello, Georgia. Nice in Georgia. Yeah. If they're real small, you know, if they're too small, it might be a little hard. I mean, if you had a smaller bike, you know, where that was lower to the ground, like more like a kid's bike, it would work. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just all size proportion. But anyway, that's what the bike springer is. But if you get enough, you know, speed walking and then get enough energy, a little 4-pounder, it's no problem. Okay, Rachel, thanks for that comment. But we're talking about how the WooF driver loves all dogs. It's not just the Huskies. That's his pack. His the WooF pack is what he has, and he focuses on the Huskies, which is a great thing. But he loves all dogs. And last night we looked at all dogs, a video about all dogs. But tonight we're going to look at the WooFs in the Ghost Town Trail, where he's kind of looking for ghosts. And I'm going to play a little bit of this video here and show you what we're talking about when he goes out at night and with his crew, and they go out to these places in these caves. Just if you can see.
Really? Maybe we chased it away.
So they're night vision goggles. WooF drivers werewolves. Spooky.
Okay. Can you just say something? Oh. Okay, folks, the situation is this furnace is eerie looking. We've got Curtis Wyman. He's got the spirit box. He's going to bring the REM pod back here, which will show us if any of the light, the energy is felt. We'll show that. We've got the believe it's a spirit box.
Sound isn't really great on his microphone. I don't think my dog would cooperate. He's 7 months old and hard-headed, Robin says.
Paranormal activity is trying to contact us.
It's
I've heard
understandable.
it last times. You can hear voices, and when there's activity going on, we don't see any or hear any now. That's exactly
So I'm going to pause this real quick. I'm going to pull another one up and see what happens here with it.
It's far more scary than a ghost. Because that's fire? That's sound. I know.
It's like they're in some old house somewhere. They're hearing all these noises.
We can hear you. Can you do something to close with your hair? Yeah, I heard that. Say that again, Mitch. We heard you. What's your name, honey? Your name written on this wall? I said your name's written on this wall. Also said pentagram. I'm going to ignore that. I heard you talk. Can you say something again?
So anyway, this is kind of the bizarre stuff that they do. Now, I'm not sure about that, or what they're hearing, or who they're hearing talk, but they're pretty serious about spending their time looking this stuff over, ghost hunting. So just another thing that the WooF driver's into that's just definitely different than most things that we are aware of, that's for sure. And I just thought I'd share that with you. I mean, it's just unusual stuff. I wanted to find something for you here also that, hang on with me 1 second. And I want to see if we can find this about all the dogs. Now, those of you that didn't see last night, this is a really interesting device. You've been seeing him on his sacco carts with the 4 wheels, like a regular sled kind of deal with wheels instead of being in snow, mushing the dogs. But he has this the surfboard thing. It's just unbelievable, this thing. I mean, it's like a surfboard scooter on wheels. WooF driver rough board. Check this thing out. Hooking them up with the Springer. Well, actually, that's, yeah, see those springers on there? They're attached to this particular device. Slightly different than the bike Springer, but it's the same spring. Look at this. All 4 dogs he's riding on there. 2 wheels on the back and 1 on the front, like a scooter. Look at this. Of course, it's sped up just for our enjoyment. That's awesome, I know. Crazy. It's a rough board. Look at that. Got shocks on there and rails, all hand custom built to do this and run these guys. How fun is that?
Also likes the dogs to ride on the side. But Wolf Driver can always bring the pack.
To avoid any mishaps.
Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and just pause this now because you've seen it, the rough board. Just interesting stuff, you know, that this guy's doing. That's our director, the WooF driver. What happened here? Camera. There I am. So, another adventure on the rough board. There's just so many things going on here with he's got these ADVs, these all dog vehicles and carts. So now we're going to do a shift back from the WooF driver back to our breed of the night before we wrap it up here. This is the again, the Carolina dog. Now, most of us probably haven't heard of that. Now, we did a dingo dog the other night, what night before last, which again was one of the first wild dogs in survival mode that was discovered over 4,000 years ago in Australia. And the Carolina dog was discovered in the South, like South Carolina, edge of Georgia, being similar from the wild. It wasn't bred, and it never was bred again. But it was one of those instinct dogs that just survived in the wild. And again, I showed this one here, which I thought was beautiful. His colors. That must be Curly, the Carolina we wrote the ditty about. He's just so cute. And they come in all these different colors. I mean, brown, tan, yellow, red ginger, red sable. And they have white markings like that. Some of them are just white. You know, they're all different. There's one with a gorgeous white down the chest and kind of tan and white on the back. Just different markings. They're just beautiful. Carolina dog. And they definitely like to get together and hang out and swarm in a group. So if they're in some, you know, town somewhere and they're nobody's dog and they show up, they're just waiting to go out and do this kind of thing and hunt and go on expeditions. Whoever wants to call them along, let's go hunt. And my brother-in-law has a Carolina dog puppy. Sandy says, cool, very cool. What color is he? Here's kind of a tan pup, not too tiny. Is there anything you want to tell us about that you know about the Carolina that we haven't said or know? I think they're just so, look at this one, very, very, very classy. Look at his white leg and tall. He's got long legs. He's just a beautiful guy. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look at that again. Look at the markings on his face and just how speckled. He's a speckled one. It was kind of like the one I showed you there before. Let's see if I can find that speckled one again. I got a white one there, a white puppy. Here's that speckled kind of one, sorta. It's the closest to speckled that I have on my chart here. Kind of, sorta, like that. Very interesting. I love that stance. Beautiful blue eyes. So we have someone familiar with the Carolina dog. That's so cool. I'm going to play that ditty about Curly the Carolina dog one more time here for you.
It's Curly, Carolina.
Only had him a few weeks.
To a small dingo dog. The distinctive features of this breed have been so valuable to its survival down in swamps and forests of the south. It couldn't be finer. That's Curly the Carolina. Now he out the south, you understand what I mean? Curly is very well muscled and powerful for his size, strong, green, agile, and wise. Has the movement of a lot of drive and is very flexible, able to turn instantly on the dime, slip and slide. That's Curly the Carolina. Distinctive to the breed, Curly has a fish bill, fish with a tail. Carried in various positions like a sail, but he's never slack or loose like a long neck goose. That's Curly the Carolina, Curly the Carolina dog. Like a small dingo dog, born in the wild, very similar to the dingo. His colors can vary, light to dark, white with spots, in day sand, yellow horns, and ginger. Ginger red sail, and he can bark. Curly the Carolina is my spark. He flings me up. That's Curly the Carolina. Way down south, y'all.
That's right. Curly the Carolina. Beautiful dog. So we've gone over a couple things tonight, our breed of the night, and starting this week, Monday, we're going to probably move into some hybrid dogs, which means beautiful composure. Yes, Rachel, thank you. Into some breed, mixed breed dogs. We've been doing a lot of pure breeds, and we're going to do the mixed breeds. And there's so many that we're just going to just go and find them and have our breed night based on different combinations. There's just so many, and talk about them and have our pictures, talk about their facts and figures, their temperaments, their behavior, and so forth. On the Carolina, just a little history, they were Indian dogs, and were first domesticated. They were the first domesticated dogs of the Americas, whereas the dingo, similar, was Australia, and domesticated there first before it was brought over here. The Carolina dog comes out of the American Deep South. That's right, y'all. It's thought to be a direct descendant of the ancient pariah dogs that accompanied the Asians across the Bering Strait land bridge 8,000 years ago. Whew, that's a long time. The number of such pariah types exists in the USA. The Carolina dog was discovered and named by a Dr. Lear Brisbane Jr., a biology professor at the University of Georgia, and at the United States Department of Energy Savannah River site in South Carolina. This is a remote area from which the public has been excluded, and the wild dogs that have lived there for centuries have had little opportunity to breed with domestic dogs. Brisbane noted that these dogs were almost identical to the looks of the dingo. In fact, other scientists observed that the Carolina's bone structure was very similar to the remains of a Neolithic dog bones of the Native American burial sites thousands of years old. And ecologists in the South, including the Dr. Lear Brisbane Jr., are searching for a pure specimen still in the wild swamps and piney woods of the Savannah River Basin. Rachel, I had a timber wolf in the 70s. Timber wolf. Cool. look into that for a breed night. The pups are occasionally placed in selected families to be raised and trained as companions and hunters of small game. And Brisbane hopes that by researching the Carolina dog, today's dogs can be better understood. You know, the dingo could go climb right straight up a tree, which is unusual for any dog. And I'm not sure if the Carolinas can do that as well. I haven't read that. Many of these dogs were favored by Indians and used for various tasks, especially herding, which is most important back in the day, of course. The Kentucky Shell Heap Dog and the Basket Maker Dog are examples of ancient pariahs of the North American continent. Down south, the Carolina dog is affectionately named Old Yaller because of its yellow color. Yaller, yellow. Interesting stuff on the origin of the Carolina dog. And his group is called Southern. He's a Southern group. In the Southern group, he's recognized by most of all the associations. And let's see if there's anything else we can talk about in regards to him. Like I said, life expectancy somewhere around 12 to 14 years. Average litter size is about 3 to 6 puppies. And the coat of the dog is easy to groom and practically takes care of itself. It will benefit from an occasional brushing, and you only bathe when necessary. Good night, Debbie. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your coming to see us and your continued support. It's very important, and hope you all are sharing what we're doing here with your friends and on Facebook and anywhere you can to spread the love of the dogs and what we talk about, all the different things that benefit everyone in taking care and helping and continuing the best health for our pooches. And remember, lots of good exercise when the temperature's right, of course. You know, if there's a day when it's just too darn hot or too darn cold and you can't get out, you know, just play with them in the house. You know, throw a bone back and forth or do something. But you don't want to get them all just because you think you have to. I mean, we take days off now and then with Buster, and he survives. He's fine. We make up for it. So it's all good. Lots of fresh water. Keep the sleepies out of their eyes. Give them lots of loves. Love, love, love. Yes, I do, Debbie says. And hug them, and they'll lick you back. And that's the way it is. So it was Curly the Carolina one more time.
It's Curly, Carolina. Is very similar in appearance to a small dingo dog. The distinctive features of this breed have been so valuable to its survival down in swamps and forests of the south. It couldn't be finer. It's Curly the Carolina. Now he get down south, you understand what I mean? Curly very well muscle and powerful for his size, strong, green, agile, and wise. He has the movement of a lot of drive and is very flexible, able to turn instantly on the dime, slip and slide. That's Curly the Carolina. Distinctive to the breed, Curly has fish bill, fish with tail. Carried in various positions like a sail. But he's never slack or loose like a long neck goose. That's Curly the Carolina, Curly the Carolina dog. Yeah? Like a small dingo dog, born in the wild, very similar to the dingo. His colors can vary, light to dark, white with spots, green, beige skin, yellow horns, and
Sock Babies, great toy.
with your red sail, and he can bark. Curly the Carolina is my spark. He flings me up. That's Curly the Carolina.
He flames me up.
Way down south, y'all.
That's right, Curly the Carolina. Y'all have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. AllDogNetwork.com. AllDogNetwork.com is where you want to go after the show if you'd like to watch any pure joy. Thank you, Kathleen. After the show, you can rewatch the show if you tuned in late on the timeline where you are now on the WooF Driver page, or you can go to AllDogNetwork.com to see any previous breed shows and all the other shows from the other hosts that we have doing Doga, Dog Yoga, very interesting stuff, behavioral training shows, WooF News shows, older senior dog therapy shows, underwater dog therapy, Good night, Rachel. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all tomorrow night on the WooF Ditty Show here on All Dog Network, brought to you by WooF Driver and Czar, Jag, Chase, and Princess, the WooF Pack. Y'all take care, and we'll see you tomorrow night. We're jumping and jamming out of here. Give that pooch a big hug tonight. I'm going to do it with Buster right now. Y'all take care. Bye now. Good night, Sandy. Thanks for that.